Okay, up next we've got something a little bit different. He's not quite doing standing here and telling jokes. Calm down. Let me introduce you first. Eager. We've got a nice slam poet here today in the form of Tom Roberts. He's that guy. Nice round of applause. Welcome to the stage, everybody. Thank you.
Alright, so before I get started, quick disclaimer, everything I'm about to say I came up with, so I want to take credit for the hilarity. So on that note, it's great to be back live at the Apollo! Okay, so tonight I'm doing comedy. Psych, I'm doing honesty. Double psych, I'm doing comedy. I lied about the honesty. Anything you hear me say is honestly not honesty, so I really hope you find it funny to hear comedic dishonesty. And yeah, I added an extra dis then to make my line flow in time. But this is poetry, not real life, so it's not really a crime. And so there's this, I like Nando's. Nando's do their drinks like white women, bottomless. Last night I was getting nervous about the gig and I just didn't want it to be today and I was trying to work out what time the sun was going to rise and then it dawned on me. I tried having sex with a sleepy midget and then it yawned on me. I shot your character in GTA and then it respawned on me. I asked my housemates if these jokes were good and he said, they're drawn out, T. Okay. So, there's this bit of black tarmac that walks into a bar. He goes up to the barman and he's like, I'm the hardest bit of tarmac around, give me a pint. And the barman gives him a pint. So he sits down. Then a bit of red tarmac walks into the same bar and says, I'm the hardest bit of tarmac around, give me a pint. So the barman gives him a pint too, and then the black tarmac and the red tarmac start fighting over who's the hardest. And the barman goes up to them and is like, guys, look, you're both hard, you've both got a pint, just chill. So they chill. Then a green piece of tarmac walks into the bar and says, I'm the hardest bit of tarmac, give me a pint. So the barman does. Now the black and red tarmac, they don't say shit to this guy. So the barman goes over, he's like, hey, why didn't you fight with the green one over who was the hardest? And they're like, you don't mess with green tarmac. The barman's like, why? Because he's a psychopath. I gave blood the other day. I hate giving blood, but I try to be positive. Why did the Mexican stab his wife? Tequila? Like a shot, you're thinking, shit Tom, but it's really not my fault. See, I prepared the slice of lemon and I'm reaching for the salt. The bird by me by the bar is the one I'm buying drinks for. And by the by, she said she's bi, so I am stoked to meet her sister. Bye-bye to common sense as I am biting on my straw, because now the twins talk of things and I just can't hear them anymore. I just look at them and wonder what on earth will happen next. See, I didn't mean it literally when I asked the barman for sex. But these crows just keep on crowing and my interests are fleeting. It feels like I'm following Kanye the way I'm sick of all this tweeting. So when they tell me they're moving venues, I decide to not hashtag along and give each of them a peck. They flutter off and then they're gone. 5 minutes later, this girl walks in, drawing stares from all the men, and as the jaws drop to the floor, I find I'm sharking once again. This girl is an enigma. She's a problem I must solve, so I finish off my brandy and I pluck up my resolve. I walk right up and stand beside her, but this fella got there first, so I sit and sip my Stella. This bud's wiser than to double shirts. He's getting nowhere, I can see that. She rolls her eyes and sends him home. It's such a shame he bought champagne, because he'll be drinking it alone. I move towards her, jug in hand, and I picture my best chats, but see, her eyes have hypnotised me, and I'm thinking, well, that's that, I fucked up, this girl's too hot. I hope and pray she can't see my boner, my pickups are all gone. I'm running out of lines quicker than Katona, but she doesn't seem... She doesn't seem to mind much that I'm acting like a tit. She giggles, smiles, steps a step closer, smells my neck and bites her lip. I ask her what her name is, then get a quiver in my knees when she whispers in my ear, it's whatever you want it to be. An hour later and I'm still impressing, so you know I'm getting far. You'd think I was talking about bench pressing the way that I have raised the bar tab to such extremes. There's no way I'm having that cold shower because we're getting frisky on the whiskey, and I know I can't allow her to get me to that drunken stage where I'm too pissed to take her back. One more double vodka coke, then this present's going in the sack. This fine feline lets me feel the lining of her dress. It's Jack Wills meeting Jack Daniels, and I'll be jacking off if I mess. I'm Union Jack, arse in both hands. Yes, I'm a jack of all the trades, and whilst this Kira might not be a nightly thing, this Captain Jack is getting laid. Plugs into the guitar jack, this Jack the lad continues to flirt. I'm getting wound up like a jack in the box as my hand goes up her skirt, but that gets a Jack Frosty reception, so I Jack Russell up another move. I will end up on my Jack Jones if I don't play things more smooth. But I decide to Jackie chance it, you know, give it another go. I just want to Jack the Ripper clothes off, but Jacqueline will soon be saying no, Tracy Beaker. So I tried to play my cards right like Jack Black in School of Rock. I'm playing blackjack with emotions. My Jack of Hearts is beating to my socks. So Jackson 5 come on the jukebox. I raise my voice to the point I'm shouting. Jack and Jill may well have climbed a hill, but this Jack has climbed a mountain. But then I feel Jack's beanstalk rising. And my skinny jeans are full. My work is done. It's time to go. I'll grab your jacket, love, you've pulled. In the ride back in the taxi, I ride my hand along her leg. If I foreplay my cards right, there's a chance I'm getting ahead of myself in this situation. Because this is where it all gets blurred. Getting dizzy on the roundabout and my sentences are slurred. Back at hers now. And she disappears to slip into something saucy. Reappears in red lingerie and tells me I've been naughty. I am stumbling as I am mumbling about how well this girl can kiss. I turn out the light. Wait, I'm not a lightweight. I just drank too much and now I'm pissed. So as I fumble with her bra strap, I can tell she's not impressed. So I give up on the fucker and I get myself undressed. Now, I'm not trying to come off cocky, but my boy is looking good. Will he do the job? I reckon so. And he acts just like he should. You know, she claws my back and rolls her neck as she makes my tiger perfection is what I'm looking for. And for once I'm lost for words, but I feel this wave inside me. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, not yet. I can't unleash the beast too early. This woman isn't even wet. The fat lady's finished singing and I know that I am done. I have to kneel, young as I may be coming around the mountain before she comes. I look down at her and smile as if to say it's not normally that bad. But like snow, she's got a white face now and it's looking pretty mad. So before she can say any more about the door and down the street, the pavement's cold and wet and dirty, no time for shoes, I'm in bare feet. I'm home now and I'm panting. And at last I'm safe and sound. As Elvis sang, he sang about me. I'm no doggy, I'm a hound. So thanks for listening to that story. Knock, knock, who's there? Pause that, rewind. Knock, knock, who's there? Your mum, she's blind. Which isn't a topic for humour. That was put a real strain on your family. No, but buying groceries, she's probably knocking on the wrong door, I don't know. Okay, so one more poem. I wrote one more poem yesterday. It's about biscuits. Okay, I'll do my biscuit poem, then it's someone else's go. So, this is called The Baddest Bicks Around. The bickies had been bickering. The bicky they had particularly bickered with was the broken bicky. You see, his owner was pretty picky when it came to eating bickies and thought he tasted icky, so only partially bit the bicky, leaving him in a bit of a sticky sitch since bickies bicker quickly. The broken bicky, let's call him Ricky, had wanted to hobnob with McVitie, but McVitie was the bicky that whilst bickering called him icky. So once he'd digested all his cowardice, he vowed not to be a sissy, where he'd naturally crumble under pressure. He was now head of the Bad Bicks Committee. But McVitie was cool, he loved a drinky, so had little time for Ricky. Spent all his time with Richie T, and he and Rich would take a dippy, dunk their heads in tea because they loved a quickie, coming out refreshed and sticky, giving his owners chocolate fingers, be them brown or white or pinky. So our Ricky pondered swiftly how to get back at McVitie. He knew he needed a backup bicky, so went hunting for a buddy to help this bickering round up quickly. So down the road that looked quite shifty in the inner suburban city, the icky bicky wickle Ricky knew he couldn't be too picky to find his backup Vicky buddy since McVitie took the mickey out of him for being icky. Page 2. The artful jammy dodger was a bicky oh so pretty, but if you consider yourself his mate, you're gonna wind up in the nicky. Plus, when your inner jam is inner jam and your heart bleeds out so sticky, he's more likely to give you a hickey than a solution for Icky Ricky. So as Ricky stalked the city, he came to a house where there lay a kitty cat with orange fur on orange mats, giving his ginger nuts a licky. As Ricky looked at the catty kitty, he thought it looked so happy, like the cat that got the custard cream then curled up for a nappy. So there's Ricky, stepping over Cat, thinking this may do the tricky, though his watch, a Rolex wagon wheel, was running out of ticky-tock. So he went knock-knock, and a voice rang out at Ricky. The gentle voice told him he could enter in, but the air was stale and whiffy. Behind the door stood Mary, landlady to the cookies. She'd married once a young penguin for jokes and a little nookie. He'd knocked her up and run away with a froom for a little hooky. Now Mary no longer saw the funny side and spent her weekends in the bookies. Ricky introduced himself as chair of the Bad Bix Committee. Explained he needed some help since McVitie had called him Icky. But Mary was old, too old to break up fights of bickering bickies. Ricky could see her hair had molted, milk had long since left her titties. But betwixt old Mary and our Ricky and the Bad Bickering Bix Committee, they hatched a plan to get some lead and fashion clubs to club the head repeatedly of McVitie till he was fully dead. So Ricky left, knowing that on this day biscuit blood would soon be bled. He spotted McVitie outside the baker's playing hopscotch with shortbread. He felt the club bar in his hands as he approached with careful tread. All the pain felt by the bicky that for this poem we've known as Ricky built up inside and made him giddy as he went to strike McVitie. Shortbread legged it, leaving just McVitie, who was no longer feeling witty. His tears turned him doughy, and he begged and pleaded Ricky for pity. He cried and tried to apologise for calling him so icky, claiming he and Richie T would apologise to Ricky. McVitie sobbed, no longer strong, explained that he knew that he'd been wrong. His mother, Pink, left him as a child and had been away for so long. But Ricky felt no pity for the bicky called McVitie. His actions had been pretty shitty and no one calls him icky. With one fell thwack, McVitie cracked as the club was brought down quickly. He should have known he started it and nobody starches on our Ricky. Nobody ever saw Ricky again. He disappeared without a trace. These days, clubs are banned from Bicky Land since they broke McVitie's face. There's a bounty out for Ricky and a blue ribbon. There's a bounty out for Ricky and a blue riband for you if he's found. Because we all know Ricky the Bicky is the baddest Bix around. Cheers.